Our next talk today features Zakir Hasham, a motivated individual with strong justice community. He strives to give back to others by sharing his knowledge through his involvements, including teaching youth STEM camps and Model UN. Today, he'll provide insights on misinformation and disinformation. Let's give it up for him. Yeah. Zakir, kill it.
Social media, how many of you think about this or this? What about this or this? How many of you have thought about the impact that social media has on your perceptions of yourself, of society, of the world around you? I hadn't until now. Quick show of hands, who here is on TikTok? Awesome. In 2023, the Pew Research Center conducted a survey and found that 1 in 5 teens say they're on YouTube or TikTok almost constantly. That means at least one person in your friend group is on social media a lot. As youth, it goes without saying that social media plays a huge part in our lives. It connects us to our family and friends, lets us share our best moments, and shows us what our friends are up to. Social media can highlight events from around the world, ranging from cultural events like the World Cup to ongoing political conflicts and environmental crises. For most teens, social media acts as a way to relieve stress after a long day. I know that I've spent hours scrolling through my Instagram and TikTok feeds, sharing funny reels with my friends, and connecting with other teens who like the same things I do. So, what's the big deal? The ability for social media platforms to do all of these things is amazing, right? Not always. While on one hand, social media can be a lifeline for many, it can also be a catalyst for the spread of mis and disinformation. But what exactly is misinformation and disinformation? Misinformation is false or inaccurate information. On social media, it starts when people unintentionally post inaccurate information that they think to be true. The president of the National Academies of Sciences has stated that it is worse than an epidemic. It spreads at the speed of light throughout the globe and can prove deadly when it reinforces misplaced personal bias against all trustworthy evidence. Disinformation takes us a step further and is deliberate. On social media, it starts when people intentionally post inaccurate information with the intent of harming others. Even if we only use social media once a day, the information we consume impacts us, and therefore, we need to be careful about where it comes from. I want to tell you a story about a boy who fell victim to stereotypes caused by misinformation. In the 6th grade, some classmates decided to play a game because of something they'd seen online. They cornered him against the school fence, pinning his arms behind his back, and calling him a terrorist because they knew he was Muslim. Obviously, they all got in trouble, yet their only excuse was thinking that it was a game. The portrayal of Muslims as terrorists in the media influenced their perspectives and caused them to harm another boy. I am that boy. When I look back on this today, I realize that this wasn't their fault, but a result of the manipulative effects of misinformation. These effects can be far worse. They can lead to misunderstandings, reinforce stereotypes, cause civil and global conflict, and upend elections. I've seen firsthand how they can create stereotypes and even marginalize entire groups. Combined with social media, these effects can have an alarming impact on youth. In recent years, there's been an uptick in mental health issues among young people, including aggression, anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. As a result, a significant amount of light has been cast on social media monopolies. Several lawsuits allege that big tech companies have created platforms which are intentionally addictive and causing harm to thousands of youth. This impact is only intensified by social media algorithms. Stories glamorizing things like suicide, eating disorders, and other harmful behaviors for teens start off in innocent ways. Just one click and a few seconds are all it takes for a teen to end up in an online environment that is extremely harmful for them. The scary part is that they don't know how they got there. They think they chose, but their algorithm chose for them. By consuming mass amounts of social media, it makes it even harder for us to tell what's good for us and what isn't. And the impacts of misinformation and disinformation aren't limited to individuals or groups. The COVID-19 pandemic, for instance, has impacted and forever altered the lives of millions of people across the globe. Not only did it bring disease and death, but with it a sea of indecipherable information. Known officially as an infodemic, this mass surge of information made it even harder to tell what's true or false. This sparked confusion and mistrust in health authorities and led people to ignore guidance from public institutions. This infodemic was only intensified by social media algorithms. The superhuman-like speed at which AI chatbots and algorithms were developing made them susceptible to misuse, allowing for the mass spread of mis- and disinformation. Today, with the advancements in AI, the future is unclear. Take a moment and look at these photos. How many of these do you think were created by AI? 1, maybe 2? The answer is all of them. This is an example of a new sector of artificial intelligence known as generative AI. An idea that only a few months ago experts believed to be years away is now here. Generative AI has progressed significantly, and platforms like OpenAI Sora are creating extremely high-quality deepfakes that make it increasingly difficult for us to tell what's real and what isn't. On social media, mis- and disinformation is hidden in a sea of facts that comes crashing onto our feeds, and with artificially intelligent algorithms and generative AI, it's getting even tougher to decipher between fact and fiction. Now, more than ever as youth, we need to realize that social media is not the real world. Recognizing this made me want to take action to reduce the amount of misinformation on social media that I consume. Aside from limiting the time I spend on my phone each day, one of the many ways I do this is by taking into account multiple perspectives. In her TED Talk, Chimamanda Adichie shares the dangers of having a single story about anyone or anything, explaining that when we reject the single story, we regain a kind of paradise. When we consider stories other than the ones we see on social media, we are able to recognize the manipulative effects of misinformation and work to regain control of our perspectives of ourselves, of society, and of the world around us. Thank you.